nice thing about having a lot of siblings is that they were always there. Whether it was a sunny afternoon and we were outside exploring or making up games, or whether it was late at night and my parents thought we were sleeping, but really we were making a top secret gadget to alert us to when they were coming to check on us, or sneaking outside to see who could run barefooted the longest in the snow. Whatever we were doing, there were always stories. The stories we would make up or the stories that we were acting out. My childhood felt like one giant action-adventure book, and that definitely fuels my writing today. I'm here at the library at Central Elementary where I spoke with the kids about writing, which is one of my very favorite things to do. One of the books that really grabbed me and made me want to read a ton when I was a kid was The Boxcar Children. I loved this book. I loved reading about how the kids would come up with such clever and inventive ways to do the things that the adults would normally do in a book. I'm a huge fan of books that have kid power, where kids come up with the really clever and amazing ways of how to do things so that they can solve the really big or the really little problems. We are up in the mountains by my house overlooking my valley. This would be the perfect place for sky jumping. But everyone has strengths. Your strengths may not be the same as the other kids in your class, or even the same as the other people in your family. They may not even be very obvious strengths. But if you find out what your strengths are and then work to make them even stronger, that's when you can really make a difference. Maybe even change the world. This is where I work when I'm not using my laptop somewhere else. Three things. Read a lot, write a lot, live a lot. Every time you read a book, it opens a new area in your brain. The more books you read, the bigger part of your brain you unlock. Then when you're writing and you're trying to think of new and clever and interesting ideas, you're using a larger part of your brain, which makes it so much easier to write. I'm sure you've all heard the saying, practice makes perfect. And it is just as true in writing as it is with anything else. The more you write, the more ideas will come to you when you sit down to write. And live a lot. Everything that you do, everywhere that you go, all the people that you meet, all come together to make your stories more interesting and realistic and imaginative. So go out and live life. Hang out with your friends, do stuff with your family, go explore places, even if it is in your backyard or your neighborhood or your city or while you're on vacation. The more you live life, the better you will write. You're right. Illustrator and mathematician are two very different things. One relies really heavily on creativity and the other one relies really heavily on logic. But I really love them both. As a kid though, it never occurred to me to be a writer. It did occur to me though to illustrate books, and I really wanted to do that. Even today I still like to draw and paint, and I like to paint murals on walls in my kids' room, like here. And here. But it wasn't until I was an adult that I really realized that I wanted to be an author. I wrote a book, and that was the most amazing experience, to be able to create an entire world and all the people in it using nothing more than the thoughts in my brain. And when I was done writing the book, I read it to my kids, just like I did with other books every night. And that was when I was really hooked. That's when I knew that I wanted to write books for kids for the rest of my life.